You ever wanted to know how to do this rolling credits? Super easy, I show it to you.
Okay, let me explain to you now how easy this is. For this, I prepared a credit text in ChatGPT, but of course you can use your own real credits. In this example, I created a long credit list to show you everything in detail. But of course you can also use a shorter one. Just copy the text from your file, then go back to Premiere Pro, create a text layer, and paste it in. You don't need to center the text yet, we'll adjust that later in the Properties panel, so no need to be precise here. Once your credits are pasted, go to the Properties panel where you can adjust the basic settings. First, you can center the text. You can increase or decrease the text size and adjust the tracking to add more spacing between the letters for a more cinematic look. You can choose any font you like in this example. I'm using Myriad Pro. Once you're done with your settings and don't want to adjust anything else, click on your timeline to deselect the text layer, then select it again so you can access the position and rolling settings. Before that, you can extend the duration to control how long the credits are visible in this example. Around 15 seconds works well in this example, but of course we can change this later too. Then, in the Properties panel, just click on Roll to activate the rolling credits. If you play it back, you'll see the rolling credits already working. If you double-click the text layer, you can go to Align and transform in the Properties panel to center the credits so they look clean and professional. Now you can see the rolling credits. But as always, you can still make some adjustments. If you want them to be slower, just extend the layer the longer it is, the slower the movement, and the shorter it is, the faster it goes. In the Properties panel, there's an option called Start Off Screen. When it's turned off, the credits appear immediately, and when it's turned on, they begin from the bottom and scroll up. If you set a pre-roll in seconds, it creates a delay before the credits start. So in this example, they only become visible after about 3 seconds. This is useful when you want to let your scene play first before the credits begin. If you set 3 seconds on ease in, your credits will smoothly fade into motion at the beginning. This looks great because it makes the animation feel more natural and less abrupt. Looks a bit smoother, right? In my example, they could be a bit faster, so just shorten the layer, the settings will stay the same, so no worries. Now let's check it out with a slightly faster speed. So, as you can see, just play around with the settings. One last thing I want to mention is the soften setting. It slightly blurs the edges of the text, making the credits look smoother and less harsh. Drop your questions in the comments if you have any.